Welcome back to NBA playoff coverage here on The Edge. I'm your host, Jacob Wayne, joined as always by Braxton Reynolds for these NBA videos. We got 3 games here on Tuesday, April 30th. Quick recap of yesterday. The Nuggets came through for us. We talked about that series spread being one of our favorite bets of the first round. I don't think the Nuggets looked nearly as convincing as maybe we expected heading into that series. So something to monitor moving forward as they move to their next round against the Timberwolves. But Braxton, anything you want to recap from your picks from yesterday before we get into these Tuesday ones?
Yeah, finished plus 1 unit for first basket. Valanciunas hit the first Pelicans field goal, so that was good. The Davis parlay missed. That was bad because it was on pace to hit, and then after that injury, his shoulder was pretty much hanging by his side, I guess. So he didn't
Yeah,
even look to get shots or rebounds. So that was a bummer. But injuries happen, so you got to move on.
it's tough, man. Yeah. I think they might have won that game if Davis didn't get hurt, to be honest. But looking at my card from yesterday, Nikola Jovic did not come through. His role changed, his minutes changed. I don't really know what happened. I thought he was playing super well, and then uh, didn't see the output I was expecting. But then Najee Marshall came through over 6.5 points, and then Nikola Jokic over 50.5 PRAs, late cash in the fourth quarter as they came back to win that one. So let's move on to Tuesday. Starting things off here with the Philadelphia 76ers at the New York Knicks. Potential closeout game here for the Knicks, up 3-1 in the series. Braxton, we'll start with you. Any first basket picks you like in this one?
Yeah, this is going to be my high volume game. So I'm going Embiid 1 unit at plus 350 FanDuel. He's taken the first field goal attempt in 2 of 4 games, and he also leads the series in game and team first field goal attempt percentage from the regular season. Nearly 51% of Philly's first field goal attempts were by Embiid during his starts. So that's a massive number. I like the plus 350 line. I think that Embiid, he's been pretty aggressive this series in terms of getting his shot and also embracing the physicality. So I like to see that. And I'm also playing Maxi 3 point, 0.5 units at plus 2100 FanDuel. So a Maxi 3 point has been Philly's first field goal attempt pretty frequently, I guess. It's been first, third, fourth, and then game four, Maxi 3 point wasn't high up in their list. But, a Maxi 3 point has been in top four in 3 of 4 games. So I like to see that. He has averaging 9.25 3 point attempts per game this series. So pretty high volume shooter right now. And he's second in game and team first field goal attempt percentage entering the series. So I think plus 2100, it's a bit mispriced to me. I think maybe 16 or 1700 would be more fair for this line. So yeah, I'm going to attack it from that angle.
Question for you. Does it change your process at all seeing like a defensive scheme change like we saw in game 4 from the Knicks where I mean we're expecting Mitchell Robinson to be out for tonight, first of all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they put Hartenstein on Embiid, and then OG Anunoby, they had him on Maxey for most of the series, and then they switched the matchup with Josh Hart. OG Anunoby was guarding Tobias Harris in the corner on the 3 and kind of playing that weak side coverage. Did something like that, seeing that shift, alter your process at all for like a first basket market?
I take note after one game, but I assume Philly's going to adjust. So if it's a
Yep.
consistent trend over maybe 2 or 3 games during the playoffs, then definitely, yeah.
Got it. So I got to see more of a sample size. That makes sense. My prop bet was going to be OG Anunoby over 6.5 or over 5.5 rebounds, rather. It's been coming up. It's climbing up to 6.5 now, and I really don't love it at 6.5. His hit rate just isn't there this season. He had 14 rebounds on 20 rebound chances in game 4. Only 3 of his 14 rebounds were contested, so he was playing that weak side help defense role and just gobbling up the rebounds. But he played 47 minutes in the last game. We'll see if his minutes count is that high again. Just tough for me to bet it at 6.5 with what his hit rate is this season. But like, if the role stays the same, he could clear that easily. So I'm passing for now. Not locking that in as an official play. But anything else you like in this game, Braxton? Before we move on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. Jared Allen, 12 plus rebounds. I got it at minus 125 last night, and it's dropped to minus 145 on FanDuel, but I still think that's barely enough value to take it. So the Magic were 10th in field goal percentage at home this year and 19th on the road. And you kind of saw that play out in the first four games. So Orlando shot terribly in game one and two, and that led to Allen averaging 19 rebounds and 30 and a half rebound chances per game. Games three and four, they shot really well, and he dropped to 8.5 rebounds per game and only 14.5 chances per game. So it's back at Cleveland. I kind of think that regression hits Orlando, and they revert to their poor, road shooting woes, and that benefits Allen a lot. So I'm going to play his 12 plus rebounds here at minus 145.
Well, I hope they don't go too far back to their game one and two shooting woes because I took Franz Wagner over 3.5 assists. I played this at 4.5 in the last game. He finished with 4, but he really just took over as a scorer. 34 points in game three on 13 of 17 shooting. Outscored the Cavs in the third quarter by himself. 10 of his 13 shots came in the paint, too. The Cavs just couldn't contest him around there. So I expect the Cavs to adjust a little bit, pack the paint even more, and limit his scoring opportunities near the basket. Franz had 13 plus potential assists in each of the first three games of the series. So the volume has been there, and he still had 7 potentials in the last game, even though he was in that role as a scorer. In games this season with 10 plus potential assists, he has 14 of 18 over 3.5 assists. So good hit rate there. And then for the series, the Magic are shooting just 20 of 70 on wide open threes, 28%. I'd expect a little bit of positive regression there, even though like Braxton's right, they don't shoot as well on the road. I still think it won't be quite as bad as 28%. And I like Franz here. I think they're going to really pay attention to him as a scorer and open up some opportunities as a passer, which goes into right into my other prop for this game. They are kind of correlated here. I have Wendell Carter Jr. over 7.5 points in this one. The Magic were getting destroyed on the glass in games 1 and 2, like Braxton noted. So they shifted back to Carter Jr. at center. In the last 2 games, he played 24 and 25 minutes, but he didn't play in the fourth quarter. Those games were blowouts. So his minutes could have been even higher, probably on pace for 30 to 32 minutes, something like that. But even if you just do 25 plus minutes for him, he's over 7.5 points in 25 of 28 games, 89% with 25 plus minutes. He's also priced at like minus 200 or so to hit 1 3-pointer in this one. And he's over 7.5 points in 35 of 41 games, 85% with 1 3-point make this season. It's not a great matchup, obviously. Like the Cavs have an elite rim protection defense with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but I think they're going to live with Wendell Carter getting open looks around the perimeter. They're playing this kind of drop coverage defense and really trying to protect the rim against Franz and Paolo. And it's going to open things up for Wendell Carter around the 3-point line. And then Carter had averaged 10.8 points per game on the road this season. So I trust him to get it done on the road here. I just think 7.5 is a low number, given the volume of minutes that I'm expecting for him here. All right, let's move on to our final game here. We got the Pacers at the Bucks. Pacers have taken a 3-1 commanding series lead here. This game's in Milwaukee, so Bucks hoping to extend their season by one more game. Obviously, no Giannis, no Dame for them, which is unfortunate. I think this would have been a super fun series if everyone was healthy. But looking at the first basket market for this game, Braxton, anything catching your eye here?
Yeah, so this might be interesting bets, but I got a lot of Beverly in this game. So Patrick Beverly, 0.3 units plus 1,300 bet MGM. That's first field goal too. Patrick Beverly, other first basket, 0.3 units plus 3,400 FanDuel. And then a sprinkle on Beverly free throw, 0.1 units plus 11,000 FanDuel. So he's taken the first field goal attempt in 1 of 4 games. And I think this line is just so mispriced to me because he's going to be a ball handler for them with Lillard and Giannis out. He's always looking for his shot too. He's not really going for the pass, it seems, against his coverage because Indiana seems content to just let him take shots. He's not very efficient. So I think he does get opportunities here. And I tracked his shots, 21 field goal attempts this series, 10 were classified as other, so nearly 50%. I love getting plus 3,400 on that. And 21 field goal attempts and 10 free throw attempts. That's a massive free throw attempt rate. So I do like playing the plus 11,000 on FanDuel. We should have hit it last game, but they didn't call the whistle. Getting revenge this game. So I'm playing Beverly a lot. And then I'm also playing Brooke Lopez, 0.5 units, plus 725 bet MGM, and Lopez 3 point, 0.3 units, plus 1800 bet MGM. So he is on fire right now. 60 field goal percentage, 55 3 point percentage. He pretty much can't miss at the moment. First field goal attempt in 1 of 4 games. And I just like the way his pick and pop's going to open here because I think that they're not going to really defend that with the way that Milwaukee can kind of get downhill. So that's a good option for me. And then Lopez 3 point has been, very involved in their early offense. So a 3 point for Milwaukee, it's been, or Lopez 3 point for Milwaukee, it's been their third field goal attempt, their first field goal attempt, third field goal attempt, and then the fourth game, it wasn't early. So top three in 3 out of 4 games. I like that a lot for plus 1800. So I'm playing Lopez, and surprisingly, I think the value's there on Beverly.
Love it. Yeah. A plus 11,000 prop. Love to see it. And I will be putting a few bucks on that to tell you there. Let's go over to the player prop department. I have 2 picks for this game. I'm going back to Bobby Portis here. The dude has just let me down so much this series, man. And then I think last game would have been a great opportunity for him, and then he gets ejected. So that was unfortunate. But at home here against the Pacers defense that limits open opportunities on the perimeter extremely well, and then is more of a kind of a rim funnel defense, I think Portis will get plenty of volume here, especially with Dame and Giannis out, obviously. Chris Middleton, I think the Pacers are kind of going to trap him a little bit, defend him with some blitzes on the perimeter, and that'll open some things up for Portis around the basket. But yeah, I just think at 20.5 points, there's a really good opportunity for him to clear this number here. And then my final pick for this one is going to be Tyrese Halliburton, over 10.5 assists. I'm buying the dip here. He finished with just 4 assists on 13 potentials in game 4, but he played just 32 minutes. The game was a blowout. Caused the line to drop from 11.5 to 10.5 on the prop. This game should be a lot closer. It's in Milwaukee, first of all, but a spread of 4 points, not expecting a blowout here. And Hallie's averaging 20 potential assists in this series. He's cleared 10.5 assists in 23 of 29 games this season with 20 plus potentials. So really good hit rate if that volume holds up. And then he's also over 10.5 assists in 16 of 22 games with 36 plus minutes. So I like the volume there. The Bucks have allowed the Pacers 29 wide open 3-point attempts per game in this series, by far the most of any team in the postseason. Obviously, some of that is just the Pacers scheme as well. They do a really good job of designing open shooters, and I don't expect that to change here. So I love Halliburton over 10.5 assists, potentially with the Bucks going back to blitzing him a little bit on the perimeter as well, opening up some more passing opportunities. Braxton, anything else for this game that you like?
Not for me props wise, but I do think that Indiana finishes the series tonight and takes home the win.
Would you play the -4 on the spread?
I probably wouldn't. I think 2 would be my number.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels a touch inflated for me, but I tend to agree with you. On that one, going to be maybe a live opportunity if the Bucks take an early lead would be worth watching out for there. But yeah, I'm really excited to see if we get the series that we're expecting with Brunson versus Halliburton in the next round. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you for some more NBA coverage tomorrow.